Most gardeners order seeds too late and end up with whatever's left on the shelves. Here's why ordering now will give you the best garden you've ever grown. I used to wait until February to think about seeds. Big mistake. By then, the heirloom varieties I wanted were sold out, and I'd settle for whatever generic packets were available. 3 years ago, I changed my approach and started ordering in November. My garden went from mediocre to producing more food than my family could eat. Right now, seed companies have full inventory. You get first pick of everything: rare heirloom tomatoes, disease-resistant varieties, and those hard-to-find peppers that sell out by January. But there's something even better happening in November that most gardeners don't know about. Seed suppliers offer their biggest discounts between November and January. We're talking 20 to 40% off. I spent $180 on seeds last November that would have cost me $280 in March. That's $100 saved just by planning ahead. Start with your early spring vegetables. Peas, spinach, lettuce, and radishes go in the ground as soon as soil can be worked in late winter. These seeds need to be ready when you are. Peas are your first priority. Look for varieties like Sugar Snap or Oregon Sugar Pod 2. These go directly in the ground in March or even late February if you're in zone 7 and up. They'll give you harvest by late May before the heat shuts them down. Spinach varieties like Bloomsdale or Space are cold tolerant down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. You can succession plant these every 2 weeks from March through April for continuous harvests. One packet usually contains 200 to 300 seeds, which is enough for a 20-foot row. Tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants take forever to mature. You'll start these indoors in late February or early March, which means having seeds on hand is critical. For tomatoes, I always order at least 3 varieties. One early season type, like Early Girl, that produces in 50 to 60 days. One mid-season slicer, like Brandywine, for the best flavor. And one paste tomato like San Marzano for sauces and canning. This strategy spreads out your harvest and reduces risk if one variety underperforms. Peppers take even longer than tomatoes. Most need 70 to 90 days from transplant to first harvest. Varieties like California Wonder, bell peppers, or jalapeno hot peppers should be started indoors 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date. If you wait until March to order seeds, you're already behind schedule. Carrots, beets, turnips, and parsnips all go directly in the garden. But here's what matters: you want specific varieties that match your soil type and growing season. If you have heavy clay soil, choose shorter carrot varieties like Chantenay or Danvers. Long, thin varieties like Imperator need deep, loose soil or they'll fork and twist. I learned this after growing deformed carrots for 2 seasons straight. Beets like Detroit Dark Red are practically foolproof and mature in 50 to 60 days. One seed packet contains enough for multiple plantings. I do 3 successions from April through July for continuous harvests. These grow fast and produce heavily, but variety selection matters more than most people think. Squash vine borers destroy regular zucchini plants by midsummer in many areas. Ordering resistant varieties now prevents that headache later. Dunya zucchini and Costata romanesco are more resistant to borers than standard varieties. For cucumbers, Marketmore 76 resists multiple diseases and produces for months. These specific varieties often sell out by late winter. Buying seed packets at big box stores in spring seems convenient, but you're paying premium prices for limited selection. Those spinning seed racks have maybe 50 varieties total. Online catalogs offer thousands. Here's the real kicker: those store packets often sit in hot warehouses or sunny store displays for months. Seed viability drops significantly when stored improperly. When you order direct from seed companies in November, you're getting fresh stock that's been properly stored. I tested this 2 years ago. I planted store-bought bean seeds alongside the same variety ordered from a seed company. The germination rate told the whole story: 90% from the mail order seeds versus 60% from the store packets. More plants, more harvest, same amount of garden space. Don't just browse catalogs randomly. Make a garden map first, measure your beds and calculate exactly how much space you have. Then work backwards from there. A standard seed packet of lettuce contains 500 to 1,000 seeds. That's way more than most home gardeners need. But tomatoes? You might only get 25 to 30 seeds per packet, and you'll probably want to grow 6 to 10 plants. Do the math before ordering. I keep a spreadsheet with 3 columns: what I grew last year, what worked, and what I want to try next year. This prevents impulse buying of seeds I'll never actually plant. It also helps me remember which varieties produced well in my specific conditions. Most seed companies include detailed growing guides with their catalogs. These aren't generic instructions. They're tailored to the varieties they sell. Johnny's Selected Seeds and Territorial Seed Company both provide specific information about days to maturity, disease resistance, and ideal growing conditions for each variety. I spent my first 3 years ignoring this information and wondering why certain crops failed. Turns out I was planting varieties bred for different climates. Reading those catalog descriptions changed everything. If you're new to seed ordering, don't overwhelm yourself. Start with 5 crops that are nearly impossible to kill: lettuce, radishes, green beans, zucchini, and cherry tomatoes. Order 1 packet of each, which will cost you maybe $20 total. That's enough seeds to grow hundreds of dollars worth of produce. Even if you mess up half your garden, you'll still come out way ahead financially. The confidence you build from success with these easy crops will prepare you to tackle more challenging vegetables next year. Order your seeds this week while inventory is full and prices are low. Pick 3 vegetables you actually eat. Find varieties suited to your growing zone and place that order. Your future self standing in a productive garden next summer will thank you.